It was 7 years ago, right as Hanukkah was beginning, that I lost my dad. And it forever changed the holiday for me. What was once a time of pure joy and celebration immediately took on a deeper, more painful and complex meaning. Instead of feeling triumphant about the flames of the menorah, I found myself taking comfort in them for the first time. And in addition to those lights, I also kept a large yahrzeit candle lit, letting it burn through the mourning period of the first 7 days of Shiva. From there, I followed the timeline for grieving that our tradition provides. After Shiva, I found myself in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days, and then those days were ended, and I found myself in the 12-month period that applies to those who have lost a parent. These set periods and traditions, they help us to grieve. They give us something to do when we feel lost. But at some point, after losing a loved one, we inevitably arrive at their birthday, starkly without them. For me, it was on May 23rd. And all of a sudden, I found myself not only caught off guard, but also without a set course to follow. What was I supposed to do? How was I supposed to think of this special day now that it too had been forever changed? After all, a birthday is something we celebrate with our loved ones while they're here. From the moment they're born, their entrance into the world is celebrated. We recall the miraculous day each year that passes, and the best way to do it is with birthday cake and candles. In fact, every year that comes around brings another candle to the cake. Our loved ones seem to shine more brightly each year in the world because of the deeds and memories that they add in their lifetime. But then they leave us, and their birthdays instantly lose their relevance. They no longer can be used and celebrated the way they were intended. Alone with only memories and love, we turn immediately to mark a new kind of anniversary, one that is necessarily observed without them. The yahrzeit. It becomes the day that our dear ones leave this world. We count the years that we've been separated, the years of our loss. But like the birthday, we also mark these years with the kindling of a flame. That flame seems to represent all the things that were present when they were with us. Their love, their memories, their teachings. All of these live on long after their bodies are laid to rest. But how? How might we think about the birthdays of our loved ones who are no longer here? It turns out that our tradition provides us with a beautiful midrash that speaks directly to the difference between the days of birth and the days of death. It starts with a famous line spoken by King Solomon. He says, "The day of a person's death is greater than the day of his or her birth." How can that be? We might ask ourselves. The Midrash answers, because on the day of a person's birth, he or she doesn't know what awaits them in life. But on the day of their death, their deeds are made known to everybody. The Midrash continues with beautiful imagery of two ships sailing the great sea. One was leaving port, and the other one was entering port. All those aboard the ship that was about to depart were rejoicing. They were excited. But those aboard the ship that was entering the port were not rejoicing. Their journey was over. There was a wise man there, and looking at the ships and the people aboard, he said, "Things are reversed here. Those aboard the ship that's about to depart, they shouldn't be rejoicing because they don't know what their fate will be. They don't know what seas they'll encounter, what winds they'll meet. But those aboard the ship that's entering the port, they should rejoice because they know they entered the sea in peace and came out in peace. The Midrash continues by saying that the same is true of a person. When he or she is born, their days are counted until they die, and when they die, they are heading for eternal life. It's of them that Solomon said, "A good name is better than precious oil, and the day of death is better than the day of one's birth." On many memorial grave markers, there are Hebrew letters engraved: Tav, Nun, Sadi, Beit, and Hey. And they stand for Tehei Nafsho Tzrura Bitzor HaChaim. May his or her soul be bound up in the bond of life. The flames that we kindled with our beloved, and now without them, symbolize the everlasting presence of their souls. We say that they now live on with God, that their journeys have taken them, as our Midrash says, to eternal life. But even without them now, their love can still warm our sorrowing hearts. Their light can still brighten our darkened lives. When we return to the birthdays of our dearly departed, let's feel the warmth and glow of those precious days. I still have the bottle that my dad's yahrzeit flame burned in. Even though it is long since extinguished, I can still feel the glow of the flame in it. And on Hanukkah, when I light the menorah, I feel those candles also help me to carry the memory of my father. Let it be for all of us. Let the light of our loved ones continue to guide us in their absence. Let their memories and names live on with God. Let their souls be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. Let it be so that we can, like those aboard the ship coming back to port, rejoice in the gift of their light in this world. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. יש כוכבים שאורם מגיע ארצה, רק כאשר הם עצמם עבדו ואינם. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר, כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. אורות אלה המבהיקים בחשכת הליל, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. We remember. We remember.